Hey everybody, are you ready to have the best 2017 golf season that you've had? Well, we're going to start now in our off-season program. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of an assessment for your hips. It's the most important joint in the body for the golf swing. So I'm going to give you two things to check and see if you have good mobility in your hips. The first one is you're going to stand on one leg and you're going to take your opposite foot and try to turn as far as you can, keeping that left leg on the floor. If you can turn all the way around this way, keeping that left foot flat and your knee straight, then you have good, what's called internal hip rotation. So you want to do the same thing on both sides. You're going to turn that way, keeping that right foot. If you feel some tightness on the outside, it's a good chance that you have tightness in your internal hip rotation, which on the right-handed golfer, you're taking a backswing and you're loading on the right hip, and the same thing on the left. The other thing that we can do to test under load is, what you want to do is keep your feet shoulder width apart and very straight ahead, and this is best to do without shoes on, to see what your feet do. And if you can, do it without shoes and on a slick floor, so you can see if your feet are going to slide out. But what you're going to do is you're going to try and squat down as far as you can, breaking parallel. What that means is that you're going to see your butt go below parallel this way. So if you can do that and stay up without falling over, and you don't feel a lot of pain in your hips, then it's a good chance you have some good hip mobility. If not, I'm coming up with two great exercises that you can do for more hip mobility in your golf body. Okay, so if you had limitation or a problem doing either one of those two things, you have tightness in your internal hip rotation, which could cause havoc in your golf swing. So many different things, like not being able to turn through the ball, not being able to keep your posture during your swing. So what do you want to address that limitation and give you more mobility in those hips? So the first thing is you're going to do that same squat that we did. This time, instead of keeping your feet straight, you're going to point them out just a little bit, and you're going to try and go down as far as you can, trying to push your knees away from each other. So what you want to try and do is find something that you can pull on and lean back against. Hands here, or feet out wide, and then you're going to sit back into your heels, pushing your knees out. That's going to give you a really big stretch in that muscle, in the hip joint. So up and down, you're going to do about 10 reps, holding it at the bottom, and then coming back up, just like that. And then the other one that we want to do is, once you've done that one, we want to actually turn that hip in that motion. So with the assessment that we did here, you're going to just do that exercise. It's best if you can keep your shoulders square, and you're just going to turn as far as you can. If you feel a big torque on your knee, then we don't want to go too much into that. So if you feel the torque in the knee, I'm going to give you one more that you can do. You just sit down and lean back, and you're just going to drop your knees. We call that a hip drop. So there's 3 exercises that you can do to get more internal hip rotation. That's going to help you tremendously in your game. And then next week we're going to cover the shoulder joint, and that'll give you more rotation in your upper body.